what do you notice about the height of the bars near the mean in relation to the standard deviation? So let's take another look here. The height of the bars here at the mean is very short. The height of the bars here is very high. And look at the standard deviation here is 3.17. That's our highest standard deviation, and the height of the bars is the shortest. Here we have a tall enough bar, it's 8 high, I guess, at the mean, but we have the same height all the way across. So our standard deviation is 2.6. Let's look at the next couple. Right here, the height at the mean is the highest, and it's over 8. Remember that other one was 8, and this one has a lower standard deviation because we're at like 13 in terms of how high the bar is at the 16. And let's look at the next one. This one, remember, has the lowest standard deviation, and here's the X bar, and the height on this one is the highest. It has a 16 or 17, it looks like, for the height for this bar. So 17 is the height for this one, and then the two right next to it are just as high. This one, let's look at this X bar. We're at 13 this time, so I'm expecting a higher standard deviation than this, and it is 2.7. And then notice right next to it there's a big gap, and then there's a lower bar on the 17. So that's kind of supporting me still, because up here where I had, where was it? This one, with the lowest standard deviation, all the bars were highest, right by the mean. And this one, we have an empty spot right next to the mean. So that's partly why my standard deviation got higher. And the last one, here is my mean, and it is like maybe 13 or so. And I have a fairly good standard deviation, but look what's right next to my mean is a very high bar. So much of my data is right here, clumped right by my mean. Okay, so it looks like the height for the smaller standard deviations have the higher bars clumped at the mean. So I'm hoping you see that, because that's the main point of what we just did in this whole exploration, is to see right at the mean, if you have a lot of your data, your standard deviation is going to be smaller. So if you have data kind of spread out from the mean and lots of the data away from the mean, then your standard deviation should be larger.